Okay, I have been talking on Zoom since about 7:30 a.m. with Toronto, and I have about another 4 hours of Zoom meetings ahead of me. So I know, Cam, I agree. I ask my wife every day, is it June or is it Wednesday? I can't tell anymore. Um, Usually, life's a lot more stringent and you know what's going on, but in this day and age, it's yeah, when something new happens, it's like, oh, I get to go to Home Depot and pick up my order. It's amazing. How's everyone doing? Good, bad, sad, happy, excellent? Great. That's what I like to hear. Scott, you remind me of someone that's always good. Cheery, pleasant self. Great today. Okay, Cam, that's good. So let's get started on the very basics of video editing. So the first thing, Asia, I did say that I was going to send her an email, but I didn't want to do that. I want to start off everyone on the same spot, looking at Google, installing the software, making sure it works right, and going from there. Who, everyone's at the computer that I assume you will be editing videos on. So what we're going to do first is you're just going to go over, I got to get rid of my annotate thing. There we go. Go into, did I not? Good, I didn't search anything weird. Um, that's always embarrassing if that happens. So let's see. Let's type film or Filmora. So if you type that, we're going to search for it, and it's going to be either the ad, which I never click, or the first one down. So it's going to be Filmora by Wondershare. Does everybody see that on their own computer? Or just follow along and you can see, it doesn't matter. If this isn't the computer that you're going to be editing videos on, there's really no reason to install this. So if you're on your phone or anything, or your tablet, don't worry about it. But if you're on your Surface or your desktop computer or your laptop, if that's what you're going to be working with, then this is the computer you want to install this on. Let's click this. And that wonderful little call to action here. Everyone knows from the marketing training that I do, this is called your call to action. This is what everyone's website should have. And we're going to try it for free. And it's going to download right to here. Is everyone with me so far? Just give me a quick Y for yes. I want to try to go nice and slow here. Okay, at least one person's going to download it. That's good. So let's hit the installer. Down at the bottom, you're going to allow access from Windows if that's what you're using. And don't know if you can see my screen, but on your screen, it's going to say install. Just hit install. And it's a very light program, which is why we're going to use it. Generally speaking, I use Adobe Premiere when I edit videos. It's my kind of go-to. It's a very heavy program, if you will. It likes to eat up a lot of your RAM in your computer. This program is much lighter, and you can run it on a, let's just say, a less powerful computer. I'm quite a nerd at home here, too. I have 3 monitors and a big computer that I built over the years. Caught it on fire once trying to repair it, and yeah. So I'm at 73%. Hopefully everyone else's computer is installing faster than mine. Anyone have any exciting news they want to share while I wait for the install? How do you get to the Google page while on Zoom? Just minimize Zoom and you should be able to get to the Google page. So up in the top left, you'll see the little icon, the flat line, and you should be able to minimize Zoom or hit escape if you're in full screen to get to Google. Can anyone hear my printers in the background, the squeaking? It sounds like a dentist. Yes, you do, Toby. You do want to allow it to make changes to your device. That's fine. Wondershare is a big company. They do a lot of products, and it's a very safe product. That's why we're choosing it. Okay. Has anyone else's installed yet? I'm going to give you a minute in case you need an extra bit of time to let it install. Still installing. No worries. We're not in a rush. Let me know when you see the Start Now button. Is everyone signed up for the RLP Sphere website webinar tomorrow? I'm going to be taking it as well. Okay. As an update to all the Royal LePage agents, Royal LePage RLP Sphere is coming very soon. I have had a call this morning about it, as I will be rolling it out for probably Western Canada during this time. So you're kind of in luck that I guess the lead trainer for everything will be me, your managing broker, and I'll be able to definitely help you all with it and give you a lot of one-on-one training for it when this is all over. Everyone still installing? Oh, hello, Alicia. Nice of you to join us at 10:07 p.m. Okay, good. No worries, Alicia. We're just bugging you, or I'm just bugging you. Alicia, quickly bring up Google. Google search Filmora and go to the second option and start downloading the Filmora by Wondershare. You'll see it on the screen here. Try it for free. And you want to click that and start downloading. Okay, niche is done. Camel Ray had it. Okay, so if you see Start Now, click that. And it's going to load the program. Nope, no, it's not. It's just going to say Start Now, and then we need to go to our programs to actually start it. 81%. Okay, I'll give it a few more seconds then. No big deal. We're not in a rush. I'm going to test something here. I might have to reshare my screen to make it show Filmora or not. I'm not sure. No, there's not a time limit, but there will be a watermark. Last I used it, that was the way anyways. Okay. Now my next question is, does everyone see Filmora on my screen or do they still see Google? Excellent. Look at this. This is all panning out for me here. So everyone let me know when they're kind of at this screen. Once the Filmora has installed, you'll hit Start Now. And then if you're on a PC, you'll have to go down to your Windows button, and it should be the first program that loaded up, and you click it and start it. So you get to this first screen here. And give me a yes when you're here, so I can know when the majority of people are at this screen. Excellent, Scott. Excellent, Toby. Toby, did you get my email the other day I sent to you? No? Oh, geez. Can you share your email with me right now, Toby? Again, I lost it in that last email. Now I'm going to pre-start an email up in the corner here. Do you have your Roy LePage one now, Toby? Okay, do you want to, okay, can you share your Roy LePage email with me? Is it Toby Dobransky at roylepage.ca? I probably should have guessed that now, but hey, it's still the morning technically. Okay, email saved. So is everyone looking at this screen now? Yes. Okay, we're going to move ahead then. So the first thing you're going to need to do is import your media. Your media is maybe a bunch of different open house clips that you have. Maybe it's you talking about some sort of presentation you've done on your phone, whatever it might be. Does everyone know how to get the information from their phone to their computer? There's two ways. Plug it in? Yes, Cam, that is one way. Who here uses Google Photos? Dropbox, anything along that line? Some sort of cloud service to store your information. If you use Google Photos, I can show you here. You can see Google now. If you use Google Photos, any video that you take on your phone will automatically be uploaded to Google Photos. Then it can be downloaded from your computer through the internet. So sorry, I took a bunch of photos here for my house appraisal. And you can see all the videos here that we would have. So whatever it's going to be, right? It's all here. So that's one way. If not, just plug it in, go from there. Does anyone have any questions about that? No? Okay. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to bring in the media. So you can click on the import button here, and this is where you can bring in your media files, whatever it's going to be. So if I click media, I have on my computer let's talk about the RLP dance videos I had. So we could bring in Andrew Lauer's. If you hit Control while you click other videos, you can bring them all in. And you can keep clicking videos, or you can click the first one, hold down Shift, then click the last one, and you will select them all. Or you can hit Import Media Files, go to where your media files are. Let's do my daughter's music video. You can hit Open, and it will bring that video in. You can hit Open again and bring your next video in. And you can just keep doing that if you want to, or like I said, click one, hold down Control. Oh, Alicia, do you not see Filmora right now? Oh, no. Okay. That's not right. Let me just fix that here. New share. Now do you see it? Got it. There you go. Yeah, thanks. If I'm not making sense, you got to let me know. That did switch over the first time automatically. This time it got a little grumpy at me. So what I was showing you before, if I cancel this, what's going on here? So go up to here, click import, import media files. As I said, you can either click the first one, hold down Control, and you can click multiple videos to open. Or, why is this glitching for me? Or you can hit media files, click the first one, hold down Shift, and then you can click a whole bunch to bring into the video. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Bringing in the initial media. If you don't have any media right now, that's fine. We can work on that. Next, we'll hit Next, add resources. Drag and drop to add clips, titles, transitions, effects, and more to the timeline. So if we hit here, so you can go up to here, audio, titles, transitions. So let's first and foremost, who has some actual media in their video? Who has something they can actually work with here? If not, you're just going to follow along, not a big deal. So to start the video, you're going to click on your two, hold down Shift, and drag it down to the timeline. It's going to automatically splice it in there. So it doesn't really matter what you have here. Generally speaking, the eye sees video at 24 frames per second. That's why most videos, most movies are shot in 24 frames per second. It will give a motion blur that is natural to the eye, and that's why most filmmakers make it. 25 frames per second, for some reason, I think, and don't quote me, is the European setting for videos, but it's right around the same the same frames per second. If you start going into 30, 60, or 120 frames per second, depending on what your video phone does or whatever you're recording on, that's when you start getting into slow motion and everything. So I'm just going to keep my 24 frames per second. That's usually what I do most of my videos in. So just click that. And there you go. Let's click next on our quick start tour. Manage timelines and clips. We're going to go through all this. So that's why I'm not going to bother really going on this. Preview your project. Yeah, we're going to go through that. And export and share, which is probably the most important. So let's say, for argument's sake, this is my daughter. We did a quarantine Frozen musical shoot for her. Oh, message center. That's going to keep coming up. Don't worry about that. This was a Frozen music video shoot we did for her to kill quarantine time. So once your video is down here, you're going to see a couple little buttons here. This one is your undo. This is obviously your trash. These are your scissors. And this is your timeline. This is their duration settings. So if we go over, the number one thing you're going to want to remember here is the cut video. So if you hit the cut, we'll click it. You're going to be able to, oh, wait, what happened there? Splice your videos and change the time. Okay. We hit undo. Hey, what's happening here? There we go. That's where, so, oh yeah, this one's different than Adobe, sorry. When you have the cut button pressed, you're going to drag this little bar to wherever you want to cut something. So if I want to cut, let's say, you know, this is her looking shy, so we'd go to about here, and then you just hit the cut button. That will cut that section apart. Now you've got different video clips you can see here. So you've got the initial. So say every time you're starting a video, you're going to start a video and you're going to have the part where you're kind of awkwardly staring at the camera before you start talking. Same thing happens in these Zoom videos. There's always about 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on when I start it, of awkward silence staring at an introduction screen. So that's generally when you're going to use the cut section of it, right? So say I wanted to splice some more, I just click off that. Let's press that. So say I wanted to cut a little bit more out here. Drag it there, hit the cut, and now this section is clear of the other section. That's how you can kind of splice it up, okay? That makes sense to everybody? Okay. I'm not going to worry about advanced color tuning, green screening, or audio really. We're just going through showing you how to do a basic video. So let's say you had your dance video, you want to cut it up, that's how you would do it. Now you've got 4 different segments created from 2 video clips that we had, okay? If you go over to here, up in the top left, this is where your audio is. This has, and why Filmora is quite great, because when I usually make a video, I spend half my time searching for music, or I end up paying for music or something along that lines. When you post something to YouTube or Facebook or anything else like that, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram have very, very strong computer algorithms that search every video that is posted and ensures that it does not have copyright infringement. So say you wanted to do a video to, you know, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, and you were going to do kind of a fun little thing for your beautiful backyard place that has, you know, a big jungle kind of landscaping in it. I don't know. My brain goes weird places. You couldn't use that song because your song will, your video, when you upload it to these websites, will either be automatically muted or it will be removed. So there's kind of a waste of time to do that if you don't get the true social media exposure. So if you go through here, there's different songs you can use. So I kind of like my rock, so let's click that. And then what you can do is you can click it, and then you probably can't hear it because I have the audio from my computer coming elsewhere. But if I turn it really loud, it will give you a preview. See, I turned it off there. It will give you a preview of what that song sounds like. So you can know that if you're doing one type of video, great, you know, it's going to go with the flow of your video, right? So if we drag, I like that song, let's drag it down again, and you're going to see that it's now in my timeline. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, excellent. Now, we don't want our video to go as long as, so when you were, if you were to go and export this video now, which we'll get to, this wonderful button up here when you're all done, we don't really want our video, oh, let me show you this as well. Oh, how do I do it on this one? Sorry, things are, oh, that's how you do it. So if you want to see your entire clip or zoom in more, you click on this screen, this section right here. If you click on it, you can either zoom into your video if you really want to get detailed on all the frames. So say you really wanted to splice in and do a cut on a really specific section. Right there is where I wanted, that frame. You could then cut that. Or if you want to see the entirety of your video, you click that and drag it, and you'll be able to be, I can't speak today. Too many Zoom meetings already. You'll be able to see the entirety of your video by dragging this, and you'll see that if you were to export this video now, it would go all, your 31-second video would now become a 2-minute and 25-second video because it would export all the music audio included in this. So if we go down here and right at the end of this, we'd probably want to zoom in to make sure we hit this. There you go. You click right there, and we would cut our music right there. Click on the second part over here, hit delete, and it's gone. Now, go back to the beginning. And what you can always do up in the top right here, if you're wondering what this is your preview screen. This shows you what you're working with, and if you want to go and test and see what you've done so far, just hit play. And it's going to play. And you're going to be able to see everything you've done so far. And, you know, the music's going to kick in. You can kind of get a feel for what you're working with. Actually, the music goes pretty good with her. I'm sure you can't hear it on your end, but, you know, the music goes pretty good with her little dance routine. So you can stop it. See, you can scrub through this to see the exact part you want to get to. Filmora is set up a lot like Adobe Premiere. It's just a bit simpler controls. So, everyone good so far? This video will be shared with you. You can go back through and test and do your things so you have a great idea. Am I making sense? Am I talking slow enough? Does anyone actually think they're going to go do this one day? You can do that, Cam. And if you do that, oh, I need to remember how to do that. You're really putting me on here. What you can do, so Cam asked, do you have to delete the frozen portion of the sound? Yes, you could. Now, if you're speaking in it, you're not going to want to delete that. But if you're doing a video of, say, your open house, chances are you're going to have your footsteps. They're going to hear you breathing in the background. There's going to be cars going back and forth. You want to get rid of that ambient sound, right? You don't want to have anything but focusing on the house. So if you're to do that, you can either mute it. So that clip is now muted. So go over to this one, you right click, you hit mute, or you can hit detach audio. If you detach the audio from that clip, the clip stays, but it separates the audio down here. So that audio is no longer part of that clip. Does that make sense to everyone? So I can either mute, just mutes that audio there, or you can detach the audio. Once that audio is detached, you can either delete it or you can adjust that audio separately. Okay, so you can right click again, go to adjust audio. And what if I wanted to make that, faded in so the sound of the cars, or what if you're doing more of a nature documentary and you wanted to have the sound of the river fade in to your video instead of just hit by the sound of the forest or something. You want that audio to fade in, and at the end you want it to fade out, right? So you can see, I don't know if you can really see it, I'm sure you can. Do you see that little mountain in green that has been created on my audio there? That's going to be your fade in and fade out. Okay? You can also do that on your song. So instead of, I'm going to delete that first section there, drag that back. So instead of having the audio just kind of punch them with some songs, you can hit adjust audio. Oh, can I? Oh yeah, it's up here again. And you can fade that song in so you can see that little green bar coming, right? So you can see right here, that little mountain. That's where the song's going to fade in. And your fade out will come down there. And it'll just make the song kind of slowly end. Yes, that was a right click. Okay. One other thing I'll show you here is there's two different versions of delete. Delete will just get rid of that clip. Done. It's gone. Well, because I did one at the beginning, of course, it's not going to work. But if I were to do one here, sorry, and so say the second clip in, I hit delete. Oh, it is automatically ripple deleting. Of course, when I try to show something. So usually delete, it just deletes and there would be a space left there. Ripple delete will make sure that it compresses back in so there's no space left. So if you just deleted one frame and you hit ripple delete, it would make sure that empty space is filled, but for whatever reason, it's automatically doing it in my video already. Okay, are we savvy so far on this? So I'm going to delete the extra audio there. I'm going to go over to this one, right click. I'm going to hit detach audio, and I'm going to delete that audio there. And then usually what you do is you'd fly back and you'd test out your song, listen to your fade in. And yeah, all looks good. You can scrub through it faster. This is called scrubbing, when you just kind of drag this and go through it faster. And then I want to test my fade out to see how it sounds. There you go. It's a nice little fade out. Sounds good to me. It's good for the end of videos, obviously, because it's not a real, a punch of an end. It kind of lets the human brain know things are ending, right? So hit OK on this. We'll remove our screen. And now you have a bunch of cut up clips, which you should know how to do. You have a song that goes to your video that will fade in, keep the momentum going, fade out. Now here's one other thing. Say you want to do whenever I do a talking video, I always like to have a little hint of music in the background. I just find it's a bit more appealing to the ear to have a little, you don't really want to hear it, but you just want to kind of hear that it's there. So if you to do that, you would right click again, your audio, which is down here. And then you would go to adjust audio. Then what you can do is up on this is your main volume bar. And you can just drag that down and you'll see the little mountains go up and down. That just shows you how loud it's going to be. Now, generally speaking, as soon as things start to hit the top here, I'm being general here, this might not be the case in Filmora, but either way, it's a good thing to know. That's when your audio is going to start clipping. So if you were to listen to it, you ever hear listen music sometimes and it's just very, it sounds like it's being ran through styrofoam. That means that the audio is usually clipping if you've ever tried to do anything before. It doesn't sound very good. So you want to make sure that your audio level is kind of just below the top there so it's not clipping. That's if you want to have the sound really loud. So if I play this right now, and if I scrub through to this part, oh, I zoomed in, I didn't scrub. It's going to go here and I'll turn my volume up. I'll go near the speaker. You can see that's pretty loud, right? That's maybe not what we'd want during a audio conversation. So what you can do then is back to adjust audio, and you can drag this down. You'll see the little mountains go down. So they're just a little bit. So now you'd want to go through, and you'd want to test your audio again for what you're working with. And then you could test it to make sure that while you're speaking, you can just barely hear the audio in the background. I really like it. It's what most modern YouTubers do these days when they're doing a vlog of some sort. So that's really what you want to have there, okay? And in counter to that, if you were doing this, and although I've deleted all my audio from here, if you went and detached your audio, which I don't have that option anymore, you could then right-click on your voice audio, which would be down here. So let's just say we did that. You could then increase the audio of your voice. Does that make sense? Although I can't really show anyone. So you would detach the audio. Your little voice clip would go down here, and then you could raise that audio on itself. It does have some options, like remove background noise. It can help if, say, you didn't know that the air conditioner was on in the bedroom, or you had a fan, or that annoying hum from the lights if it's a really loud light. But generally speaking, try to just avoid that, because unless you're getting to some very powerful, like Adobe Audition, some very powerful sound software like that, it's quite hard to get rid of hums and noise and that ambient sound in the background. So just try to avoid that for the most part. There's always an equalizer as well. And it'll say, does it have the, oh, ska, who would ever want to use that? You could go through and try to maybe find one of these that gives you a better sound. But this is all you testing and figuring it out that'll work for you. Make sense? So far, so good? Little crash course working out here? Okay. Now, we want to get a title. Another reason why I chose Filmora to use this is because a lot of this stuff is baked into it. So you can see here, you got openers, you got titles, you got lower thirds, you got subtitles, end credits. What is this one? New concept? Is that what it means? I don't know what that means. But here you can just go through all these fancy titles. Let's just go to a very simple opener, right? Obviously an opener is what you'd want to put at the beginning of your video. And which one do I like? Let's see, that one looks pretty cool. Everything's drag, right? So it's going to download the online content. The good thing about Filmora is that most of the stuff lives online, so you don't actually have to download a lot to your computer, which is one of the reasons why this program runs lighter in your computer than some of the other ones, because it's not in your computer. It doesn't have to use RAM to find it. It's just downloading from the internet. So we have just created our first layer. Layers are very simple. Just remember, whatever is on top is what shows. Did my voice just crack there? Wow, hit puberty, good for me. Whatever is on top shows. So if you're right here, this opener is going to show over the rest of my video, okay? So you can always shrink this down, and then let's see. your text. Look at that. So if you sorry, I just did that pretty quick. If you double click, it'll bring up the options for that opener. Make sense? Yes? And then it's going to say, Scott is the best realtor ever. Okay? Because that's what I'd make a video about. And now that that's there, you can just scrub back, move that back to here, and then we can see what it's going to look like. And also, just to let you know, you can hit spacebar at any time just to make it play. So if you just hit spacebar, oh, look at that, I'm just smarter than I think I am. Hit spacebar, it's going to play. So there you go. You now have an opener to a video that you have. Yes, you can, Scott. So let me go back to that. Let's hit OK. Where is it? Media. So let's say you wanted to import your logo. Where do I have my... Oh, my computer's freezing now. That's no good. Oh, there we go. So let's say we wanted to do Roy LePage, which is what we should have on our videos at some point, because videos are even more of a gray area to the Real Estate Council than they are social media. Social media, what's the rule, everybody who can get this right? What needs to be on your profiles in social media according to the Real Estate Council of British Columbia? Logo. Well, no. Technically, you're wrong. It has to be your brokerage name of the brokerage. There you go. The logo is great, but it needs to specifically say the name of your brokerage. It is stunning how many people do not have this in their profiles. Instagram and Facebook business page, according to the Real Estate Council, must show your real estate brokerage. I would say 70 to 80% of realtors in British Columbia do not have this. I check them out on Instagram. I use Instagram for recruiting and checking in with people. A huge amount of people do not have this. So one day when the council starts raining down fines about this, it'll be interesting. So anyways, I get sidetracked. So cancel this. So we went to import. We went to media files. Go to wherever your logo is kept on your computer. Hit that. Hit open. My computer won't open for some reason. Anyways, something's glitched on mine. Anyways, your media would be here, and then you would just drag that down into the very beginning of your video. So what I would recommend you do is have your logo, your name, your business card, whatever you're thinking about doing, Scott, and have that very first. So you would have, I wonder if I can just drag, let me just check something here. If it's not going to let me do it the old school way, if I go to RLP sign docs, if I go all the way to the bottom, drag this, it won't let me drag it in. Something's gone weird with mine. Yours should work, but if you should just be able to drag in media into here, and it should just go in. Can anyone else do that? Can anyone else test? Can anyone else drag media into this? Yes, no, maybe so. For some reason, it's not letting me, but it really should. Does anyone else try it? Come on, help me out here. No, nobody wants to try? Okay, either way. I would put my logo in the beginning here. Can everyone still hear me? It's not letting you either. Okay. Not quite sure why it's doing that. Oh, the other thing here, which I forgot to tell you all, is when you're downloading, you can download directly from Instagram and Facebook. Cam, is it letting you? Oh, okay, fair enough. All good. You can download media from Facebook and Instagram. So say you went and did your Facebook live video of your open house, your virtual open house. One of the good, Filmora is very well set up for social media. You can literally hit download media from Facebook, sign in. Gosh, am I gonna have to sign in? I don't know what my password is for this. Anyways, you would sign in. Mine's going a bit wonky here. Sign in and you can then find videos from Facebook, videos from Instagram, whatever you've done, and bring them directly into Filmora, which is a huge bonus for you. So who's got a virtual open house they're going to try this weekend? Or today? It doesn't really matter if you do them this weekend. Go do one on a Thursday night anytime. It doesn't matter. One thing we were talking about as well is if you are planning to do a virtual open house this week, it let me import the logo in. Okay, it did let you. I don't know. Mine's gone a bit weird. Mine, I have a glitch of some sort. Just ignore mine. It's actually quite a stable program. But if you are having an open house this weekend, don't do it at 2 p.m. I know that's the norm, and I know realtors, we don't really like to change things. That's why we still have our pictures on everything, and we still, if we see one person do it, we think that's the way we need to do it and everything else. The reason why we used to do open houses at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is because that's when most people are up and getting on with their day. Technically speaking, 2 p.m. is one of the worst times to catch people online. People are going to be out working in their yards. They're going to be doing things, most likely going for a walk, taking their dog for a walk at 2 p.m. It's technically one of the worst times to get people online. If you're going to do an open house, it's almost better to get up early on Saturday or Sunday and do it at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. because you're going to have people who are still taking it easy that day. They're in bed. They haven't started their day yet. It's a much better time to do social media, especially if you're going to be live and trying to interact with people. So it's just food for thought for everyone. Or do one at 8 p.m. at night when most kids go to bed and go from there. Does that make sense? Nisha says, let me add photos too. How do I stop from picture and video overlapping? On the side of the video, are you talking about is your picture coming on the side here? It's over. If you can squeeze these boxes down to make these different times and then drag them around. So if you go to the very side, you'll get the icon for the drag option, and then you can move it around so they're not overlapping. Does that answer your question, Nisha? Okay, excellent. See, every now and then I get it right. So drop your logo in, followed by an opener. We would press spacebar. We'd see how it looks. Yeah, like where this is going so far, heads into you doing your open house. So technically speaking, what you should be doing is you would take your fantastic Facebook Live video of your open house, you would download it, you would slap in your logo here, you would put a nice, that's my address. I would call it I can't type, virtual open house. You would hit OK. So then, yes, you'd have a nice Scott Handyside logo comes in first. The music fades in. It would go to a nice opening here of 15967 19A virtual open house. Then it comes in. Then you would cut it again. And so see here, I would want this down. So I'd drag it over and then drag this over. And boom, hopefully it goes right into your open house video. You walking around the place with some nice music in the background. You have no additional audio playing of you walking and stepping and breathing and bumping into things and your partner talking to you in the background. It's just a nice video of your open house. Goes through, you can hear the music, everything's good. That makes sense to everybody? It's honestly, once you do 2 or 3 of these, you'll be able to bang them out so quick, it'll make your head spin. Okay? So just like with an opener, we drag this at the bottom. Just that's all it is, Toby, trust me. And also, Filmora has a ton of videos on this training as well. If you just try it and practice it, it's really not as daunting as it looks. the number one rule is that if I can learn something, you can easily all learn something. YouTube's a fantastic resource. Get the content, do an open house, even just a quick blurb of something. If you've got a property coming to the market soon, it doesn't matter. Just get some video out there. Video is key. You get 70% engagement on video. It's huge. So you want to make sure you jump on this. So we'll go back to our titles up here, and then we want some end credits. End credits can work. So we drag it down. You can just put it on the end. You don't have to layer for the end credits. And then we'd have this continue playing. Practice on your own home. Excellent idea. So see, the music faded out there. And then I really wish I had an image. Shoot. Let me try once more here. Wow, this is not working for me. Hey, it came in. Look at that. So now I have my Roy LePage West logo. So one thing you can do is, so if you drag an image into here, it's going to say directed by wow, you wouldn't say directed. You'd say, you'd put your name, right? So you can always delete the directed by, because that's kind of cheesy to say directed by, right? Why is that not deleting? Oh, well, you can delete the text from it. It'll go. Okay. So let's say, actually, you know what? It's much easier. Created by, sure. Or marketed by, I would put. Marketed by Alicia. So that doesn't fit on there, right? So you can just click things, drag them around, however you wanted. And then you're going to get to this image we dragged in here. And all of a sudden it's like, pow, it's huge. It's right in your face. It's way too much, right? Everything in here is pretty much double clickable. So if you double click the image, you can drag it down, put this in the middle. It'll all snap into grid. You can see where the two lines there. Drag it in there. And because we have a layer, right? This is layer 3, 2, 1. I didn't put anything in 1. Really, everything should be in 1 here. So then you can have, so the top layer will overshow, will stand out over the bottom layer, right? So just remember that. Now, if I drag this down here, oh, is it still going to work? Oh, that's super weird. That's not how Adobe works. Well, either way, just play with it. Just, you know what is a best practice? Assume that maybe mine has gone a little bit weird and that it has to have layers. Okay? And there you go. So you could drag that out. I want that to last a little bit longer. I want this to last, come in a little bit quicker. Hey, you, get over here. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. So then it comes in and marketed by Alicia. There you go. That's a video. Now, I did notice here that, let's say now you're going through and you're like, oh, there's that camera shake at the end. So to get this really detailed in, like I showed you before, you zoom in on this, you drag this over, and then what you can do is you can scrub this by, and I can see right where I started to drag the camera down. So I can go on your keypad, you can press the directional arrows left or right. Tina, do you have a question? No, I'm going to mute you then. On the arrows on your keypad of your keyboard, you can press. Oh, maybe you can't on this one. Sorry, some things are very different. You can't. Okay. Yeah, just have to scrub. So that means drag this, and every time it clicks, usually that means it's one frame. So you very gently. So that's, I wouldn't want that part there. It starts to go blurry. So if I go back, 2 we'll say, cut that part out, right click and hit ripple delete. So that'll drag everything from the right over to the left. And there you go. Mind you, when I did that, I got rid of my, delete, it did there. So what you could do then, Drag that music back over because I want that sweet tunes to go the whole section of the video. And then drag it all the way over to there. And then remember to give it the fade out at the end. There it goes. Go back to the beginning. Still got that fade in. And let's test that once more. Hit spacebar. And it fades out to done. Now you can always hit this. And where is that? Oh. It shouldn't, let's just test that, Cam. So if we go over, it does it does delete through the whole thing. But it would just, as long as you don't delete, so then you have the option. So it's going to create a splice in your music down here. But what you can do is say your music's just perfect. So I'm going to undo what I just did. You can go down here and you can lock section 1, toggle track lock. So say your music's just perfect. You know you have it just how you want it. If you hit lock there, that kind of fades out. So then you can clip and do whatever you want up here, but nothing's going to happen down below. So you got this part just how you want it, right? You would then lock this section. Then you can edit wherever other area you want. So then I can drag, so then I can, oh, geez, sometimes get carried away. Then I can go over here and I could cut my image, my logo up, but not mess with the other part below it. Okay? So we'll hit OK here. Then we go to export. Hit export. Why is it not exporting for me? Come on. There we go, it's loading. Free plan. So you can see here, it's actually only $40 per year, or you can have a lifetime plan for $70. That's US, so we're talking $100, right? But there's still create account, free. And until you've created some things and you really want to use it, don't bother paying for it, okay? So I'm gonna log in with Gmail like I do with everything. So just click that below there. Oh no, it's gonna make me do my pen. Mine's glitching a bit. I don't know why that is. Just on my computer. I got a lot of things running right now, so who knows? Maybe Zoom's interfering with it. Who knows? So then you would log. I'm not gonna go through and do all this because my passwords are. Oh, it's just doing the Cam. It's just asking for my Google login. Is all it's doing. Okay, and then you would export it. Now, I'm not going to go through this part, but you can either export this to your computer or you can export it directly to social media. This will allow you to directly upload to YouTube if you have a channel, or Facebook, or wherever you want it to go. And that is Filmora. Any questions from anyone? I notice there's 11 people on video training. I know it's not everyone's jam. It's a little overwhelming for some, but as I hope I just showed you there, it's really not that scary. It's just drag and dropping and a little bit of tweaking and you're good to go. And by the end of it, you've hopefully got a nice little video and saved yourself a lot of money from paying someone to probably use a program very similar to that. Adobe programs are actually not that bad anymore. I think it's about $30 a month, $20 a month US if you want to get the Adobe Premiere. But unless you're, honestly, in my opinion, a bit of a hobbyist for it, or if you're a bit more of a pro, something like Filmora is just fine. It's very simple. It's got built-in titles, built-in transitions, and as you get better, you can always create transitions, which are here. And all the transitions is if I unlock this, um, some of them are kind of cheesy, some of them are good. But say you wanted to spicing up your video again a bit. Where's one that's not absolutely ridiculous? Linear swipe. There you go. So you just drag it over and it will automatically put it right in between. If you drag it so it's just on both sides of your two clips, it'll do that. So you've got your end credit over here, you've got your clip here. Then if we go back here and hit space, yeah, it's kind of like transitions in PowerPoints, but they're for video, right? So as you can see with this one, it just swiped off the screen. I don't really like some of the super cheesy ones. They remind me a bit too much, like a star one. I don't really know if I'd recommend that one. If I go to an area with a transition, so it always has to be between two clips, right? Remember that. So there always has to be the line in there. So if you have to make one, you cut that. Now you'll have two different clips. You'll have this one and this one. Then you can drag, well, in perfect world, there you go. Drag it in between the two, let go, and you're gonna have a nice, 1980s workout video star transition. Nope, didn't work. That's weird. Huh, why did that not work? Prefix, let's try something else. No idea why that didn't work. Let's delete that one. That one sucks. Wormhole. Let's try this weird one. I don't know why it wouldn't transition. There you go. A bit of a. I would like to see that, Asia. You can't see. No, it didn't work, Monica, but this one worked of the wormhole 6 one. So there you go. You can see the weird little trippy transition there. Did everyone see that? You can't see that one, really? Oh, everyone else did. It's kind of kaleidoscopy. Runs in. Who knows? It might be a delay on yours. I'm not sure. So then you go over to here, and where's another really? Oh, see a warp. There you go. Drag that in. I think you have to give it a second to kind of load up. Click it. Press spacebar again. And whoa, that's how you transition from a bathroom to a master bedroom, right? That's it. You're at an hour. You're going to start to lose attention after that. So does anyone have any further questions? Come on, start cranking out the videos. I can guarantee you there's not another managing broker in British Columbia that can teach you video editing. So take it while you can. My pleasure. It is way easier, Alicia. It really is. It's not that hard. You just have to have a bunch of clips, slap them together, and have fun with it. I really enjoy video editing. It's one of my favorite things, except I go into color grading and all these other things. It's very complicated. Oh yes, I guarantee you'll get it. I'm gonna edit. I don't know if Monday's recorded, but I'm definitely gonna do this right now. I am recording, as I can see up here, so I will 100% send this out to you, and you'll get a copy of it to go step by step if you want. But once again, Filmora makes tons of videos on training if you want them, and they're shorter, simple, great. So just go out there, take some video on your phone, slap it into Filmora, see what you come up with. I promise you, the more you do it, the better you'll get, the faster you'll get at it, and it's truly not as intimidating as you think it is. Okay, everybody? Is it raining for everyone else where they're living? Yeah, I know. We've been spoiled by that gorgeous weather we've had for a while. Now we just get to look outside again of what we're used to. So, lake is beautiful. I'm sure it is, Cam. Oh, hopefully it does, Alicia. I hope it clears. My daughter wants to go feed some ducks. So if I can take these headphones off one day, I can go for a walk. Okay. Everyone take care, make some videos, have some fun, get them up on YouTube. YouTube is huge SEO. And the more you get up there, the more smarter you look to your clients. Okay? Do some vlogs, talk about the current market, have fun. They shouldn't be that scary. Talk to you all later. Bye.